I know I've been extremely critical of guys like Carlos Mendoza and the front five of this lineup. And many Mets fans say that I'm nuts, but I know a lot of you guys think like I do. And today, the national media over at MLB Network spotlights the New York Mets. Let's get their opinions next on MetCast. What's going on, Met fans? Welcome back to another episode of MetCast. As always, I am Rain. If you're enjoying this content, I ask you to just hit that like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member to our YouTube or Facebook to be guaranteed to get your questions read live on our platform. So I wanted to get to this because a lot of Met fans are very high and very low right now. And I've been very critical of the team, dropping 8 of our last 9. And it feels as though this team is just riding a single wave to nowhere. Yes, Juan Soto broke up the no-hitter the other night with a home run, but still the Mets were no-hit almost through 9 and hit no-hit the previous 5 innings of the game prior. There's something wrong with the chemistry of this team. And no, Jose Iglesias is not coming through those blue and orange doors. It's just not happening. Somebody on this team needs to take that leadership role. We've been talking about making Francisco Lindor the captain of this team for what seems to be a couple of years now. And as of late, it seems he's anything but smiling when striking out, making errors in the field, can't hit consistently. Yes, he's had a couple of hard hit balls over the last few games, but they haven't proven any results. Alonso hasn't been that well. We all know what Brandon Nimmo is going through right now. And one thing that I've been very critical of, and I know people don't like when I'm critical of the manager because at the end of the day, he's not swinging a bat, but we keep hearing about these lineup changes that are going to be happening outside of the top of the lineup. And when you go back over the last 2 weeks, it only feels like the bottom third of this lineup's the only part of the lineup that is hitting. Also, one thing that I wanted to address that we've been talking about a lot on this channel, I want consistency. We've heard it from baseball players in the past about showing up to the ballpark, knowing you're in the lineup and knowing where you're hitting. And one thing this team lacks is consistency. You can go to guys like Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, hell, even Jeff McNeil at times, Tyron Taylor and Cedric Mullins. None of them know who's starting when they show up to the ballpark. And even worse, they have no idea where they're going to be hitting in the order. Is Vientos going to be playing third, first, or DHing? Is he going to be playing, hitting in the number 2 hole, or is he going to be hitting 7, 8, or 9? Nobody knows. I think that's what this team lacks is consistency. But enough of me rambling. I want to get to the folks over at MLB Network who talked about the New York Mets, where they stand, the manager, and a whole lot more. Let's get into it.
Mets offense going in the wrong direction hasn't been up to expectation. Carlos Mendoza, God bless him, answering questions with class and grace. When you're not swinging the bat,
I'm surprised he
right?
didn't lose his temper.
What does the manager do?
He almost went the other way. I was sitting watching this game, and of course, Gavin Williams was on one, and the offensive has been struggling. And they went to the post-game press conference, and Carlos Mendoza, and the questions just kept coming about the offense. Whose fault is it? And what are we going to do about it? And he's so sweet that he was almost talking himself into saying something he didn't want to say.
Yeah.
I hate that answer. He's so sweet. I don't care if the manager's sweet or angry. Show some emotion. Like I've been saying for the last week, I want this New York Mets team to embody what it means to be a New York Mets fan. Gritty, tough, forward, aggressive, and this team's lacking all of that.
And at some point, you just have to turn to the camera and say, first off, I don't hit for them.
Right.
Agreed.
I'm sure they have all the information. The coaches are busting their tail.
You would say that too, I feel like. What do you want me to do?
It's the clip. Help me out. Like with Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor have to hit or newsflash. We're going home.
Yeah. There's not more he can do.
There's really nothing else.
Look at those stats. Since July 10th, it is August 8th. It is a full month. Alonso, Lindor, Nimmo, Soto. They're all hitting under 250. One's hitting over 206. That's unacceptable. My gosh, the on base percentages, even worse. And they're not even showing Nimmo's strikeout rate, which is through the roof.
Say, there it is. That's the core.
And I believe in my heart that they will hit. That's it.
Can we just give a little
But it
credit?
doesn't go that route, though, D. Like,
After the third question, it does. I
No,
mean,
it-
I was
it
getting
just
frustrated
doesn't.
through the TV.
He's trying his best to chill and
He's
hold
such a
down the fort. And that's
I
fine.
got it. I'm not going to point fingers. At some point, I'd like him to turn and go, hey, what the?
But you know who they want him to say. Juan Soto needs to be better.
Blame Soto. They
They
want
want-
to blame.
I've been saying this for 2 months. Carlos Mendoza criticizes Kodai Senga, criticizes Clay Holmes, criticizes everybody outside of Juan Soto, and maybe that's what's wrong in the clubhouse. That was one of the great things about Terry Collins. If you don't hit, you sit. I don't care if you're David Wright. I don't care if you're Jose Reyes. I don't care if you're Daniel Murphy. I don't care who you are. You must hit to play. You can't be scared to criticize your stars and hold them accountable. Because if you can't hold the people up top accountable, the people at the bottom notice that. It's just like you at your job. Anybody who works. If you're watching your boss get away with leaving early, not putting his full step forward, his or her full step forward, it makes you not feel that way. Makes you feel unappreciative. It makes you feel like, hey, I'm supposed to follow their lead. You're supposed to be the manager, Carlos. You're supposed to lead by example. You cannot criticize every single player on this team outside of your top four. That's not how you're supposed to manage in New York. And yeah, I'm not a manager. I'm just a fan, just like you. But it's like anything else in life. You need a real leader. And I'm not saying Mendoza's not, but these are the risks that you run when you hire a manager with no experience. It's not Buck Showalter, not Terry Collins. I mean, that's what it is. I know Mendoza was on the bench for a long time with the Yankees, but he's never been in the chair. And now we're seeing when adversity hits, how does he react?
They want him to say Soto needs to be better. Like they wanted Willie to say what back in my days that Cliff needs to be better.
Yes.
This guy needs to be better. And they just not going to do it. So we all
Favorite
Why
player
can't
of
they
all
do
time
it,
right
though?
there.
Why can't
I
they
was just
do
going to say,
it?
can
Would
we
you
give
be
credit
mad?
to the managers before every single game and after every single game? They have to
lights
sit there
on.
and answer. And then some of the questions are leading because they know what article they're trying to, the narrative.
100%.
So they're saying, are you upset with this? But leading.
But that's what comes with New York. This is New York, baby, the media capital of the world. That's Mendoza. I don't want to hear it. He's supposed to be media trained.
Leading,
And it's 15 of them.
And then
Not 2.
you're just a human trying to talk. So little
It
credit.
was just
Right.
tough.
there.
He just kept talking to the point where I was like, he's going to say something he doesn't want to say here. And it's because he's been like almost like reeled in.
But he's real
with
though.
the
That's
questions.
the
He's
see, the one thing
awesome.
about
I'm
him.
defending him.
He holds down.
It's like Booney with the
What he
Volpe stuff.
needs.
Does anyone see him
but-
triple clutching? He's in his dome. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Like Booney can't go out and make the play for him. But B-Mac always used to say this to me because you want to believe in those moments of managing and coaching that you can really, really make a difference. Like I will be the difference. And what you realize is you can write the lineup out. The players have to. It's about the.
Yes, but you write the same lineup out every day. There's no consistency. The only consistency is at the top of the lineup where we are struggling the most. I'm not going to put this struggle on Cedric Mullins, Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, the top 4 guys right there. Soto's making what, 125 this year. Nimmo's making over 20. Pete's making 30. Lindor's making 30. Those are the guys making 150 plus million, 160 plus million dollars in those 4 guys, and they haven't performed literally since June 13th. Go back and look at their numbers. It is bad. They just brought up since July. Something is wrong when you have 4 players all being paid to be all-stars, One's supposed to be an all-time great. Lindor's supposed to be a Hall of Famer. Pete's supposed to be the greatest Met of all time. Nimmo's supposed to be the most consistent, high on base guy on this team, and they're all failing miserably at the same time. It doesn't make sense. That's why I keep saying there's something else going on, and we might not find out about it till the season's over.
Players, it'll always be about them executing or not executing. You can hold them accountable, and you can create a culture and do all those things.
And it's not going to get any easier because guess where they're going this week?
Where are they going?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, hottest team in
Yeah.
baseball. So maybe it's not just me, Mets fans, and maybe it's not just you. Other people are starting to see it. The top 4 in this lineup need to produce. We've been literally saying this since mid-June. Now the Phillies are hot. They're taking off with the division, and I don't want to see a wild card spot slip away. I want the division just like you do, but I'm trying to be realistic. Enough is enough. The last thing I'll say, the Mets, don't be surprised if Brandon Sproat and Nolan McLean are up here by next week. After August 15th, they gain another year of control. To me, it's service time manipulation. That's what's happening here. But that's all I got for you guys. If you stuck around the entire video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hang out with Dan and I probably later tonight. We'll be doing a post game almost after every single game. We do a live post game, giving our reactions along with your reactions. Thanks so much for sticking around. As always, let's go Mets.